All right, we're live from Port Huron, Michigan. It's Palmer and Friends. All right, so now we got to go pull up the chat, all that good stuff. And stop that, pop up chat. And just slide that over to there, make it bigger, and hit the like button. There we go. Okay. We're ready to rock.
Morning, AZ. How you doing?
He got a finger on it.
Where are you? Hang on. Right, I'm going to ask you guys now something technical.
Okay, well, you might not have the two greatest tech guys in the,
No,
in the room,
AZ
but
is here and Cody and everybody else.
AZ can answer any of your questions.
What is the benefits and disbenefits of, I need some more mini 3 drones. Yeah. So
Okay.
what's the benefits of buying the RC, the controller with a screen on it against using iPads?
Oh,
The benefit is simplicity.
yeah. If anything, you can action and disconnecting. But I don't know. Personally, I haven't had one of those RC Pros or whatever they call them, but I know I used iPad for years.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same. Hang on, let me just say good morning to Sunstar and Corey.
The only thing I'm not sure on the RC Pro how it is in sunlight, but like I bought the Crystal Sky from Paul.
Sky, yeah.
And I couldn't use my iPad because of
yeah.
That's the only reason. Okay.
I've got a couple of Crystal Skies, and again they are amazing. But where I gotta get a few more mini 3s, I know that they work then on the A2S, which is a good thing. Yeah. But then you can't fly 2 drones at once.
Well, the only thing is it's simple. When I had the Mini 3 with the controller and the whole kit and caboodle, you just take it out of the bag, turn it on, and go up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Paul.
Post the link.
Oh, okay.
Hey, good morning, Coronado and Sunstar. Good morning. Welcome to the stream.
But then, I like the iPad because you've got that much more of a view. If you're filming, you can see that much more. Yeah. Pictures, if you take a picture of something, you're able then to have a good look at it before you land the drone instead of trying to look at a small little screen.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly right.
Would you agree or not? Or
well, the thing of it is the screen on the controller for the Mavic,
yeah, something like a 6-inch or 7-inch,
is actually pretty damn good. And because I'm using the older smart controller for my Air 2S, which doesn't have the big screen either, but it's crystal clear. You can see everything. You don't have any hesitation. There's no glare. There is no anything. It's just a matter of what you get used
convenience to. Then I suppose, isn't it?
Have you flown the Mavic 3 Pro with the controller and everything?
No, I've used the controller, but I always fly with an iPad because I much prefer the bigger view.
Yep, I was 100% with you. That's why I had the big Crystal Sky,
Yeah.
But it's not when you get, as the older you get, the more you rely on things that are simple, because the Crystal Sky was simple to work because it plugged in, but it was still, because I was flying the Inspire 1, it just made it quite a bundle,
Yeah.
But now Paul's flying his new Autel, and he's got their smart controller, which is big.
I've got one as well.
Yep.
I like it because of the bright
Based
screen.
on- Sorry, just a minute. Based on the conversation of me just coming in there, as you get older, you rely on things that are simple.
Yep.
Correct?
No,
Is that
except
right with
you,
Laura?
you got Laura.
Exactly.
Hey,
with
Ollie
Laura.
just said that.
If he was next to me, I'd hit him.
Or Laura.
But Rob, what is your dilemma? What are you thinking
Well,
about? In
just
other words,
I don't know if, like, where we're doing a lot of commercial work, you know, and I need a couple of more Mini 3s. Should I get them with that controller and spend the extra £300, or should I buy iPads?
well, I would personally, if I were you, I would say get it with the smart controller bundled, you know. And if you decide you don't want to use it, you can always
No, but
get
then
your
it's-
300 or
it's-
400 pounds back, you know.
No,
Well-
but when I'm buying multiple of them, it's a lot then to say, right, we're not using them. Yeah, you know.
Well, when you talk to your pilots, what do they think? Have they used them?
Just everybody's having mixed.
Okay, hey Rob.
No,
Yeah,
Thanks.
got a question. Your iPad, do they have data on them?
yes.
Okay. Well, see, that's one thing that that RC Pro controller don't have is data on. Like you can't. I have found a lot of times, even with the Crystal Sky, it gave me a little bit of grief. With the iPad, I already had data on mine, so it was connected to, the internet or phone or whatever you want to call it. And I had to get permission to fly. It was so much easier with the iPad because it was already
You're
connected.
already connected. You're not having to hotspot and muck around and
Yeah, well, and see, I went to go fly once with the Crystal Sky in an area by the airport, and I couldn't get a signal to transfer between my phone to the Crystal Sky. Okay, so I had to go home, have it connected, and then come back again. It was a pain in the butt,
yeah.
but I mean, it still works. But the thing was that I found it easier when I had to get permission. I get it quicker through my iPad. I figured. The Android was a little bit slower, or I had an Apple phone and Android Crystal Sky, right? They were kind of fighting each other a little bit. And I found that I still like Crystal Sky, don't get me wrong, but I found it a little bit slower than the iPad. You want to come to doing
As
things.
far as transfer of data.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're Android paranoid.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not every.
Is it
commercial
true that the
job.
Android app has an ejection button for your mini pilots?
Of
Yeah,
what?
it's not every job easy. Because we do have the Crystal Skies and the original, the proper smart controllers. But I just thought, now, well, I'm going to buy these new Mini 3s,
Yeah.
should they not get the things and get iPads instead?
And if you're using a 9.7-inch iPad, it's going to be a bigger screen than what's on
Yeah, there was a 10 or 12-inch iPads.
Yeah, I've got 11-inch
iPad Air.
iPads. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the size iPads that I used to always use.
Mine's I think a 9.7. I think that was the biggest bracket or something that came with DJI drone. Yeah, for.
Yeah, I print the package here. I do.
Laura's got
See,
a problem then. Hers
The
is
other thing,
12.7
the other thing, Rob, you got
iPad.
your advantage is you've got all the printers in the world. You can print up whatever adapter you
Yeah,
want.
no,
whatever.
it's sorted. I'm going to go with iPads.
Yeah. But like I said, with the iPads, if you got the one with the data on it, then you're going to have a lot less trouble,
Yeah,
connect to get permission if you have to or whatever, or bring up like with me, I could be flying out there and then I got to go through an app called Nav Canada if I want to fly, close to in a Class C airspace, right? So, but I know the Enterprise don't have that, but at least I'm not having a problem connecting with my phone to it to get the permission on it.
yeah.
But see,
No,
even
I need to get the iPads
yeah,
as well.
because to the east and south of me, internet is spotty at the best of times, right? It's hard to get a signal sometimes. Oh, even Paul there. Remember, I went to Dutton or West Lorne or something there the other day. I tried to come online with you guys, kept dropping out. And just such a pain in the butt. But that's one of the reasons I went to hotels. I don't have to connect to do anything really. The only time I'm going to have to connect to go through is when I'm flying Class D airspace. But like I've done it twice in the last 4 years, right? So it's not a big deal because most of everything around here is Class G. So
You talking about geofencing?
yeah, well, yeah,
Because that's coming with Altel here pretty soon.
well,
Well, here in
yeah.
the US it is.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't heard anything here about it in Canada. But the thing is, if you can't get a signal, how are you going to get take off? That's the biggest thing, right? But like I said, I've had problems through the Crystal Sky, which is an Android connected to my iPhone. I've had a few times screw up on me, but see with the iPad, I never really had any trouble because my iPad had data. It's got its own phone number and everything else, right? I never had a problem with that.
And the only reason I think it's coming here in the US is because with that remote ID,
Yeah.
Altel's gonna look really bad if their drones start popping up in places they ain't supposed to be at.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna end up implementing it, or they're gonna end up having to.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
it's like
see that.
Kobe said though, the iPad you can use on all the newer drones.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Rob.
DJI. Yeah.
Yeah, when you start flying your drones for data, you're going to have to launch them from the English border where they've got a mobile signal.
What? What about you cheeky cat?
Take a while.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, and with that remote ID thing that gets me is you guys are going to have that. Are they going to know if you fly beyond the visual line of sight? Are they going to say, "Oh, look at this! This guy here flew. You can't see that drone past 1,500 feet."
Yeah, but remote ID also pinpoints the controller.
Yeah, so they know how far you are between your drone and the thing there.
Yep.
So they're going to start coming around and giving you tickets for flying beyond visual line of sight.
Yeah, but are you
Fly 3 miles away, 4 miles away, right? What? Want to go check? No. Yeah. Say
Oh,
what?
what the hell? Why's my cap locks on? Damn
well,
it.
the UK's getting this line of sight business, aren't they? Where you've got to have a second spotter, and they can now get you when they say line of sight. If a building was to obscure, if they think a building is obscuring you, they can actually pull you up and question you. But a couple of the drone flyers that I've seen on YouTube have started questioning the police by saying, "You're going on about line of sight, but you're distracting me by talking to me while the drone's in the air. So let me bring it down first."
That should be standard that they have to let you land it and land it safely before they can question you.
Yeah.
Like that should be a standard. You can't just leave it out there and say, "Well,
Well, the
cop
odds
is distracting you."
in the US, the odds of you being intercepted by an agent for the FAA or anybody else while you're out flying is you got better chance of winning the $1 million lottery.
Yeah, I think so. But
Yeah, well, because there's only a handful
Yeah,
of people
exactly.
for the FAA in every state. Like
Yeah, it's
Florida
not-
alone probably only has 20 investigators and agents throughout the whole state.
And that's for
Not that
all
prevalent.
FAA incidents.
that's all FAA.
Airplanes, helicopters,
Right.
yeah, everything.
Yeah, but as you guys know, it's not the FAA or the CAA that's going to get you. Yeah, it's the uneducated police officer that thinks he knows the law that's going to come and.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
So,
then you
what-
fight it out in court.
What's going to get sorted out shortly, I hope, is the fact that local police do not have federal authorization to be questioning you.
Well, well, I know around here, at least officers around here, I've had a lot of cops drive by me and They don't ever mess with me.
It's getting
Never
better.
had one mess with me.
Yeah, but you got to get, all it takes is one headstrong cop.
Yeah. Have you found it's getting better over here, Rob?
What's that? Sorry.
The police, they're getting better over here now, knowing what can and can't be allowed. And
I don't get no problems.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the thing is, the
Yeah.
people you're on about, David, are the auditors who are aggravating the police.
no,
Anyway.
not just the auditors. There's others as well. There
Oh,
are a
what's
lot
up,
of
Rob?
auditors. But
I haven't had no trouble.
But if
some of these auditors are
if
idiots. They
if
deliver.
you guys notice, the guys that put up the YouTube thing about they're being harassed or whatever, they instituted the harassment. In other
Yeah.
words, the police says, well, please stay away from that area. I could do whatever I want to do because I'm a this, I'm a that. Yeah. No.
Well, technically they're right, but
Legally,
that's what
they
gets
can.
them the viewers. But if I've there's a couple of auditors I watch. Some of them are assholes. One of them's getting better, but there's other drone flyers that I've seen that have had. I mean, because Laura's into drones, as you know, I'm not, but I want to get into it. But I want to be sure that I'm doing the right thing before I go launching, a couple of £100 on a drone and then watching it sail off into the distance.
Is Laura okay?
Is Laura right here? We hear her
Okay.
choking.
Are you dead yet?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can you take,
That's an ass, David.
take a couple more extra pills, please.
Just quickly, did anybody watch Ian from London's video about his Crash Mini 3?
No.
I tell you what, that was a bloody good video.
You have to share the link.
What caused the crash?
He'd actually lost satellites.
Okay.
He had weak signal, and when he took off, obviously his home point updated because he was in between trees. He flew out to where he wanted to start filming, then started adjusting all his camera, and then before he knew it, his drone had crashed. And then he showed you an app which you can upload your flight logs to,
Flight log,
and
yeah.
it showed you exactly your input on the sticks, at what time, what messages come up on the screen at what time, and the GPS coordinates and everything else of what happened. It was it was pretty good.
Well, that's not exactly the same, but it's a similar effect that happened to me with the Air 2S in the fall.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to upload your flight log details into that.
I started mucking around with my flight logs, trying to get them off there, and
He thought format upload.
Yep, I hit format and formatted it. So
He was like, "Oh, this should share my files."
You are, he thought format meant upload.
yep.
I was just joking. He accidentally he saw a bunch of like crap on the card and he just was like, well, let me get rid of all the video. He wasn't thinking about it, and he ended up deleting everything on there. So, but your shit wasn't even recording you for like 6 months or something. Remember? Wasn't your last flight log and your controller showing from like 6 months before that?
But those other ones, I erased those.
I think one of the other problems in London is a lot of people are getting illegal access to the drone blockers because they're supposed to be just for the police, but I think you can now get them on eBay.
Signal blockers.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll have your drone will be fine and suddenly it'll just stop. I mean, Laura had it last time we took the drone out, but she don't know how she managed to get a signal back. But it was clear that something had jammed the signal.
Oh, there's definitely that kind of thing going on, whether it's intentional or not intentional. There's times when I go to my favorite place to fly down by the bridge, And the signal will go in and out, in and out, in and out. And there's other times I go to the same location and fly, not a problem ever. So it could be that there was somebody down there that had some equipment running that did.
They look like guns, don't they?
Yep.
That could open a whole new kettle of fish in London.
One of the things that I'm a little not confused on, but I just say you're flying a drone, okay? Like me, I'm doing real estate, and some guy throws something up, damages my drone or shoots it or whatever. Who do you call? Do you call the police or do you call the Ministry of Transportation? Like because
well, you're going to have to make a
drone
police
is a
report.
registered aircraft, right?
You're going to have to make a police report and follow it up.
I thought it was the police because it's criminal damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Criminal mischief at the base, but then you go up and you report it then to the Canadian authorities.
Yeah, I think the police also do the report for you, but it's the same as the other way, because if you was to crash your drone and damage some property, you have to report it to the police as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know over here you get done for, if you was to walk away, just pick your drone up and walk away, you can get done for leaving the scene of an accident.
Yeah.
Same as you can on a road.
Yeah, because we've had to report a few things to the police and to the CAA. I wouldn't say close calls, but
Well, Rob, didn't you say at one time you thought that somebody shot one of your drones out of the air?
oh yeah, that was in Canada.
Yeah. Them Canadians,
Yeah, a bunch of.
I'll tell you what, Paul, it was a good start.
hillbillies.
Don't worry, Rob, you can go back next year because they won't be allowed to have any guns there anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I'll actually take a picture, but I'll bring it up. It's actually in our warehouse. It is. And I've still got the arrow.
Every
And
week,
it's
that's
shot with
all.
an arrow. Yep.
Every week, that's
Oh.
all I hear. Hodges. Now they ban this. Now they ban that.
You know what happened there, don't you?
I've been watching.
A bunch of maniacs.
Well, yeah, I've
Robin
been
Hood ain't
watching,
very well.
yeah. I've been watching this thing. What's going on? I watched another one this morning under the Canadian Firearms Association because there's the CCFR, which is the Canadian Coalition of Firearm Rights, and
Kind of
this
like the
one,
NRA.
yeah, something like the NRA. But they're saying what the government has done, they created this here, but they didn't look at the responsibility. We'll deal with that later. So it's just in the committee stage now, where it has to go before Parliament, the House on a third reading. Then it's got to go before the Senate and then have royal assent. Well, they don't think it's going to make it past the Senate. So, but if they do, we could have a new government in place by the time this is implemented. So it's kind of they just threw it out there and this is what we're going to do. But they didn't do any, economic statements. They didn't do anything, all the stuff they're supposed to do. They just threw it out there. We'll deal with it as we go. And it's just the way the government's working here. Right?
The weird thing is you guys haven't really had any, you guys haven't had serious violence issues with guns up there.
No.
So
But
it's
this is in the public safety. Well,
So yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Something sinister is going on behind the scenes that all of a sudden guns are a problem out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, that they're banning, not one of them that they're talking about banning has been used in a crime.
And the part that really ticks me off about all this gun stuff is all of the people in charge of governments, wherever it is, they got an arsenal around them of people carrying guns and Uzis and everything else.
So you can't.
But, no, not you as a citizen. No, you can't have a gun. We can have the guns.
But the thing is, and one guy brought it up, and I thought it was kind of funny. How can an employee tell an employer what to do? Because see, you got to remember that government works for us. We don't work for them. Okay.
The way it's supposed to be.
Well, getting down into you actually, if you're a democratic country, you actually vote your government in to act on the behalf of the country, not of you as an individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'll find that all governments with drones, with technology, are reactionists rather than proactionists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure,
will-
100%.
And I feel sorry for Canada in a way, because your government is not acting on stuff going on in your country. They're acting on stuff that's going on across the border.
Yeah.
And that's because, even over here now, every shooting is major news over here. We could have deaths in London, mass shooting or a mass stabbing, doesn't make the news. But yet one in America does.
And that's the thing, David, is technically we're not the, if you were to take all the first world countries around the world, which you would categorize as first world, modern technology, all that stuff, we're not even
everything
number
but
one.
Australia.
We're not even number one for mass shootings. It's just as America being the hub of gun rights and everything, we get publicized more than every other country in the world.
I don't know. I think sometimes as well, it's the freedom of press as well. In states like, say, Iran, in Qatar, in the Middle East, in Russia as well, they're not allowed to just go to the media and say this happened. It's all censored. In America, it's a free press, and they will just.
Right.
Yeah, and
But-
but you could, if you look in America as well, every news channel will have a different slant on your events. Yeah,
It's just
and a lot of it is political slants, where over here we just get said, the guy went nuts in the supermarket, blew a few people away. Well, that's what we get. When I watch it on Fox News, or even worse, CNN, they try to use it to brainwash you. Yeah, straight away, you're like, well, if on Fox it's like, well, everyone was allowed guns, it wouldn't have happened, and on CNN, well, if everybody was allowed guns, if nobody was allowed guns, it wouldn't happen. They're trying to brainwash you all the time. It's just instead of telling you the news.
Personally, David, I think we're going to change the channel in the subject.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, it's how the press put
He
it.
said change it.
Yeah.
Look
change
over
the
here.
channel. Change the channel.
Yeah, we're changing the channel. We're going back to drones now. Look at
Okay.
over here. We're getting new drone laws we don't even need. And that's not because the likes of Rob, Laura, and that, or even the auditors are going out doing stupid things. It's because somebody has got a bee in his bonnet because the drone's gone over his head in government. So now everybody suffers.
Well, and two, a lot of especially like the European countries, Canada, they tend to, if the FAA sets rules, they all kind of tend to gravitate towards that.
They follow each other.
They follow.
Right, because that's the thing is, it's easier to set the same rules in every country for airspace for international flights coming in.
USA drone, good morning.
I think our rules are changing, are actually going away from your rules. Is that right, Rob? I think they're getting a bit stricter over here.
Yeah, but then that could cause the FAA to look at that and be like, "Oh, we're going to do the same thing." That's what I'm saying.
Rob, you're on. We can't hear you.
They pull ideas from each other.
Yeah, but normally our rules would follow European rules, which follow American rules. But now it's like the UK are leading this anti-drone business. The likes of Rob are not going to
I honestly
be affected by the new rules in a
Go ahead,
sense.
Rob.
I honestly think that they should stop this simple flyer's ID, just where you're given like 9 questions, which they give you all the answers, and it's impossible to fail. I think they should make it a bit tougher.
Yeah.
You feel
Well,
the
I
flying
agree.
problem.
It's like it's
But-
bulletproof.
Yes, so that means anybody can fly one.
Well, that's what.
Make it a little bit more tougher, a bit more.
You're just
gotta
trying to
have,
stop
you
more
gotta
fun.
have, you gotta
Bit
have
more
a certain amount of
consequences.
knowledge, right? Certain
Bit-
amount of knowledge.
Yeah, a bit more consequences if you muck up or you do something wrong or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Rob's just trying to stop Laura.
No, it's not. It's just I'm licensed up to the earth. All of the people are here.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
we're insured to the earth.
Excuse me for a minute. We got some guys, a whole bunch of guys came in here. You got Thomas Ariels,
Yeah.
Wayne B. Who else did I? JD. Oh, yeah.
Don't mind
don't forget
JD
Wayne.
and Wayne B.
Yeah. USA drone flyer. Do you know as well? I'm still fighting.
I hear
with-
some
All
back,
business.
David, you got some background noise going. You got a TV channel going or?
No, I've got Laura.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Paul, you just set up this for a Christmas decoration.
Yeah, I've seen that last year.
Laura, we turned everything off over that way, including the birds.
You know, I'm still fighting with DJI over the crash of the Inspired as well. And that was like 12 months ago.
What
Well-
what have they been saying, Rob?
They're not saying anything. They're saying nothing at all. Failed on the aircraft. And
So
then
they're
I'm saying,
blaming the operator.
it fell into the sky. So yeah, we're still going back and forth. I haven't claimed off the insurance yet, but that's looking like the way I'm gonna have to go.
Gonna have to use your own insurance. right?
Insurance possibly.
Well, this is what I've said too over here, that it wouldn't be that difficult for for the FAA to develop an app for retailers to where when you go to buy a drone, you put your trust number in or registration number if needed before the purchase of a drone, to where they
Yes.
can't verify it instantly at the sale of the per point of sale and say, okay, they did that. Okay, we can go ahead and sell them the drone. If it's a mini, then all they need is the trust number. If
Yeah.
it's a Aero 2, then they need the trust number and registration number. It's not that hard. Like, it wouldn't be that hard for the FAA to get a quick app developed. I mean, there's app developers out there that could develop this app in a matter of a couple days. It wouldn't be that, the apps are not that difficult to create.
But it's like the first drone I bought, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. I bought that, I didn't know any of the regulations. I didn't even realize there was any laws.
I didn't either.
And I just flew it.
I didn't either until I happened to run across Jim from Above and Beyond Drones live show one night. And I went to YouTube about 2 months after I bought my first drone, and I just put in the search engine drone live shows. And Jim just happened to be live right at that time, and his show popped up on my search when I put that in. And I was like, okay, so I started going in there and listening to him. I was like, holy shit, there's all these rules. So I actually
Yeah.
grounded myself for about a month and was
Well,
like
I had
learning
a
all the
drone which was only
rules.
Couple of £100.
I mean,
So
if you, but if you go into Jim's first couple of lives that I was ever in the chat, you'll see me asking all kinds of questions. Like, oh, how high can you go? Can you fly at night? Like, what do you have to have
Yeah.
on your drone? Cause I just didn't know any of that. I just happened to I wanted to see who was talking live about drones, and I happened to punch it in and Jim's channel came up, and we all know Jim's channel was super informative when he was on there. He was always giving good information, teaching people. He didn't mind if you asked basic questions, cause some drone channels you go to, you may ask a basic question and they just get frustrated. They're like, oh God, why? And some channels don't mind answering them, they're really nice when you go in there and ask them.
Like
I think it's good as well when you can ask people that have actually been flying drones for a while. I don't know, like with the 3D printers, people just rush in and think they know everything and bang, and then, you get all confused. That's why I gave up on the 3D printing. And that'd be the same with the drones. I would get so annoyed with people telling me you can do this, but you can't do that. But no, you can do that, but you can't do that one. I'd just get fed up with it and I'd just end up chucking the drone in the sea.
You've got a couple of apps. You've got the UAV forecast and
Yeah, USA
drone
drone.
assist we got over here, which will tell you if you're in a space where you can or can't fly.
Well, that UAV forecast was fit to burn the other day for Laura. She was like, she didn't put her batteries on charge because he said she couldn't fly, even though she really wants to go out. Got up, it was beautiful. Yeah, she's like, well, that bloody UAV forecast, put her batteries on charge. About half an hour later, the winds were howling and rain was pouring down.
Well, that's the one thing you can always depend on. You can't depend on the weather.
USA drone flyer, I could see that being an issue.
Would be.
Especially for somebody that's not already flying. I guess that if somebody was already registered and flying and everything, I guess you could just buy them a gift card for enough to buy the drone that you wanted to buy for them or something. I don't know. I could see that being an issue though. You're right about that.
Yeah,
Do you think the war in Ukraine is going to change the way drone rules go? You know, now you can get the print files for dropping things and stuff like that. Reckon that's going to change?
it's not so much print files. You can buy.
Well, I mean, they had a guy over here with what I don't remember if you guys remember this, but somebody over here about a year ago hooked a wire onto, I think it was a Air 2 or a Pro 2, and they actually tried to fly it over a power station and short out the power station. I want to say it was about a year and a half ago.
That little wire
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
shut out the power
But you
station.
remember that, don't you?
Yes,
Because I remember
There's
we
one
talked.
going every minute.
but there's stupidity everywhere.
It
Yeah,
was
we've had it-
definitely over a year ago because we talked about it on one of Jim's lives.
Yeah,
Well,
we've had it over here where they're trying to fly things into prisons.
Well, see, over here, technically, if it's a DJI,
It's
most of the,
geofenced.
you can't even get it over the.
And over here, you can't fly a drone
It's
into
no
a prison.
fly
David.
zone.
Although there was one
Some of
prison
it
last
cheaper.
year, you remember that prison here in the US last year where they found that drone on the grounds and it had landed a couple days before? And nobody happened to notice it, but it was like sitting in one of
Well,
the,
what happened in
exercise
that
yards.
case, Justin, is
it was a Mini
the,
2, I
the
think.
drone penetrated the no-fly zone and it went to auto land and you
That's what
couldn't
I'm thinking
control it.
too. But it happened to land in the prison yard where
Yep.
it was supposed to land.
Yep.
But they didn't find it till I think they said it was like a couple days later or something.
I've got drones which will, well, obviously the hotel wills, but then I've got some older drones as well, which
Yeah,
are not
older ones.
geofenced
Yeah.
or
I'm telling you,
limited at all.
as strict as these drone laws are starting to get everywhere, I'm telling you, enjoy that non-geofencing on the Altels now, because that shit will change. Either Altel's gonna get out of drones altogether.
Or fly an older drone that hasn't been updated.
That's, yeah, and you could do that, but
Yeah, but
The
Are they
original
gonna-
Inspire ones had no anything on them.
the problem is just trying to get hold of the batteries now for them.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
are they gonna grandfather old drones in though?
Yeah, you know, and
Well, yeah, but you'd have to do an update on the drones. They weren't,
hang on
they
2
they weren't
seconds.
capable.
2 seconds. Thomas Ariel is leaving.
Hey,
All right,
Thomas.
later, Thomas.
Catch you later,
See you
Thomas.
later, Thomas.
Hey, see you, Tom.
But you know,
Well, your
Not-
favorite drone is the Inspire one. Get an older one there, Justin.
not too long ago though, when they first were implementing,
Wow, easy.
the geo zones on DJI drones. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Air 1, the original Air, I think it was, it wouldn't even take off unless you did the update. Like they would force you to do an update on it.
Yeah, my Inspire ones never had that. You
Look
always
at
had,
what
a
AZ
you
said,
always had a
Justin.
choice. AZ said that you remember the one that landed
Ooh.
at the Las Vegas airport.
And by yet I'll be back in. Well, I can still listen.
No, I don't, David, but damn,
The
that's a
guy,
lot
the
of
guy
money.
was charged $21,000.
Ooh. That's, and that's what I'm saying is, and the only reason I think Altel hasn't put geofencing on their drones yet is because 99% of the time when you see somebody doing something stupid with the drone, it's always a DJI. But I think the minute a big story breaks, oh, an Altel drone flew into a plane or flew into an airport or something, that's when Alltel's gonna be like, oh, yeah, we're not taking the heat for this.
People want
one."
to block me, it's their problem.
Do what?
I was talking to Laura.
Oh, yeah, but I think that even though it's technically the pilot's choice to do something like that, Alltel, I don't think is gonna wanna take any heat from it. And the minute something like that happens, dude, Alltel's gonna just,
Well, you always have the secondary programs that people put on too that have nothing to do with the manufacturer.
right,
You know, and so because I always hear about everybody saying, well, if you put this on your drone, you don't have to worry about geofencing ever. You know.
But they're the people that cause the bigger rule problems.
well, the thing is if you get caught, especially with this new, stuff coming out with this remote ID, yeah, I'm sure you could go out and fly and everything, but if you get caught, then that may be where a big problem lies. Cause you could get a local cop that says, you know what? You pissed me off. I'm going to the FAA and making a police report to him. Or you could get a cop that runs by and says, oh, cool drone, drives off, and you never get in trouble. Like I said, I've ran across quite a few cops around my area that have just either asked me about the drone or they just plain didn't pay attention to me. They didn't care. But you could always run across, like even Hodges said, you can always run across that one cop.
Yep.
And all they have to do is they have contacts to all the federal agencies, these local police departments. All they have to do is just fax off that police report to the FAA and said, yeah, this guy was flying his drone. And then the FAA decides to do an investigation on, he finds out you weren't flying with remote ID. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how they're.
Well, I'll be glad. I'll be glad. I won't be around to see all that nonsense.
I don't think that they're gonna have the manpower to enforce any of this. They just don't have a big budget. The FAA is, for as far as federal agencies go, they have a very small budget. Very small. And that's why they only have a handful of guys in every state,
Yeah.
because they just don't have the manpower or money to. Why do you think they don't put ads out? You don't see the FAA putting ads out on YouTube about drones. Oh, take the trust test, this and this, because they can't afford it. They don't have money to take out that ad space.
But
Because
wouldn't-
I've heard a lot of people say that, well, why doesn't the FAA put out ads and make this known to the public? Because they don't have the money to.
Money.
But the FAA, couldn't they just pass rules down to the local law enforcement and say, we want you to enforce this?
No, that's a violation of federal law. You can't.
All right.
You have to be a federal appointed. There's a whole bunch, the myriad of things. It's like, that's why, the FBI shows up on scene of a local murder or whatever else, because there's jurisdictional issues.
Yeah. Well, your
Right.
police, your law enforcement over there is a lot different to us because you've got different levels of everything. Where over here, it's the one police force. Police officer comes over, he will nick you and that, and then it's the CID that do the investigation and all that follows on from that.
But,
But in general, the local police officer is in charge.
well, the one problem with giving any authority over airspace to local, state, or even county governments is it would be a freaking nightmare.
Well, it
know what
opens a
I'm
big
saying?
can of worms. Yep.
Yeah, because every single county and city and state would be writing their own laws, and it just creates a huge
Yeah,
problem.
you'd have an army of Gomer Piles out there. Yeah, I'm yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying though, is it's something that does not need to be regulated or controlled by any state, like local county or state government, because it would create too much of a nightmare. Then every county would be like, why is that airliner flying over my county? Like, it's just, you couldn't do that. It has
Yeah.
to be controlled by one central hub for the entire nation. And that's why they cannot do that. It would just be,
But what I'm saying is,
Vanity.
you think there'd ever be a day where they go, actually, the FAA is too small to deal with drones. So smaller aircraft, drones, becomes under a different federation. where
it's possible.
FAA deal with just the big planes.
I mean, it's very possible the government could start another agency. It hasn't stopped them before. I mean, they've started 2 new agencies just in the past
Yeah,
20
but
years.
what you said, Justin, holds true. If they can't afford the FAA, how are they going to afford another government agency?
Well, it's not necessarily that they can't afford the FAA. They just don't give the FAA that
Well,
much
yeah,
money
but
every year.
but it's
don't
all based
budget
on it's all based on a big budget.
Right, they just
And
don't
so
budget them that
if
much money.
now are you going to take the funding of that out of the FAA and put it over in this separate agency, which now has a director, a deputy director, and all kinds of supervisors? And how many?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they would, but I'm just saying that would, just in the past 20 years, they started the Department of Homeland Security. They started Space Force for the military. I mean, it's not beneath them to start new agencies. I mean, there's like, what, 16 intelligence agencies in the United States? The NSA, CIA, you got the
Well,
ATF,
that's kind of an
FBI.
oxymoron. You call them intelligence agencies.
Well, I'm just classifying them in a category of what they technically are. There's
Yeah.
actually 16 of them.
Yeah.
We're going to have to
That-
set up a new federation anyway. The stop Laura picking on Justin.
Yeah, I was about
Oh.
to say Laura and JD bite me.
Well, where's your sign there, David? It says don't encourage Laura.
It's on here somewhere.
Refer to the poster, Laura.
There you go.
Don't encourage. Stop encouraging Laura.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, Laura's got her game show is that on today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I want to be.
And
the
I'll
drunk
give
one,
you
but
all an
there was.
advance warning.
Yeah,
From the 1st of December, she goes live every day.
every
Oh,
day.
fucking joy.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
She calls it Livemas.
Livemas? Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh,
How
snap.
many now?
Yeah. Most days it'll be 8 p.m. UK time. So 2 hours before Paul goes live. But Sundays and Tuesdays will be a normal live times.
It's the most horrible thing to say in the world, but I hope my cancer gets bad.
Oh my god.
Rob!
I went through it last year. I did for the 25 days.
The 25 days of Laura.
I'm joking.
She's going all the way to New Year this year for you, Rob.
What'd you say, Laura?
Read the
I
chat,
go away
Rob.
to New Year. I did last year as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she does an advent calendar that bores the crap out of everybody, plays a bit of Jackbox every now and again.
She's
It's
gonna
more of
break
a
the
tap
internet.
screen.
It was all right. We had some fun last year.
We could only wish, one vision, Ariel.
One Vision says you're going to break the internet. She already has.
Usually
Only
what
wish.
Yeah. Rob, you don't have to be there, but you probably better, Rob, because you always get abused even if you're there or not.
Oh God, yeah. Other than that, she'll be fucking telling my missus on me.
I know you're
Well,
great.
she didn't answer my last message I sent her.
She didn't answer it.
No.
Oh, really? When was that?
When I can't remember what you did, but I told her to go in and hit you.
That's because Rob snuck at her phone and blocked you.
Yeah.
November I messaged her. You just go and give Rob a slap for me, I put.
Maybe
Rob's
she's
wife's like,
fed up
Laura
with
hasn't.
bullying Rob.
No,
He's got
Rob's,
enough problems.
Rob's wife's like, Laura hasn't contacted me in weeks. What's going on? Oh, she's busy with her 31 days of Christmas. Don't worry about it.
So, Paul, what time you gotta scoot over to Diane's?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a text by son, but I think he's working all night, so I'll talk to him till probably at least noon. So I don't know.
Paul's got to go over. Diane has a car she's had ever since she had a business. It was a business car. She used to have a
Driving school.
business driving school,
Yep.
and she's still got this car. So Paul has to get it ready for winter, even though she doesn't run it.
What do you mean get it ready for winter?
I get the battery dead. She wants to move it out of the spot where it's in right now for the winter
And
Okay.
a windshield wiper, right?
on her new car.
Oh, or
Yeah.
a new car.
Well, it's about a year and a half, 2 years old. She needs a new wiper blade.
Mhm.
A1 Vision.
David, do you think you could maybe take her mini and knock it into the internet tower for me? Just.
No, because it cut me off.
And I won't let him touch my drone.
Well, the
voice
birds
from
have
the
been
corner.
trained. The birds have been trained to attack anybody that touches her drone.
And as you can
'Cause they
see,
don't-
Sparky's well trained.
It's because they don't want it in the air. They're terrified of it.
Actually not.
Afternoon Llama.
Have you ever actually like started it up in the house?
Have you started it up?
My old one I did.
The
mate,
old one.
freak.
Did they freak
Hey.
out?
Yeah.
Hey, Laura.
Yeah.
One Vision Aerial says, see if you can get Martin and Bix
I
back
don't know who they are.
to play Jackbox with us.
They've got JD, but
Laura says she doesn't know who they are, but they're more than welcome to join.
Be the first one I'd bust too, JD.
JD just put, sounds like Laura's doing the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
She starts that in January.
Hey, everybody give Laura a group hug. Give her a group hug.
Absolutely not.
No,
You see nobody on the panel was like going for that.
I,
Rob was sitting
if I
back
went to
like,
hug her,
"Oh,
she'd
shit."
kick me in the nuts.
And trust me, Rob, it hurts.
Yeah. Well, she wouldn't be able to get that because of my wheelchair. I'd roll over the toes first.
She's got
She'd find-
a
She'd
Rob,
find a way.
Rob's got a nut cover on his wheelchair.
Oh, Bill, the big channel.
Just a
It's
little
just
bit more.
graced us with his presence.
Hey, Bill.
Afternoon,
Hey,
Bill.
Bill.
Oh, did you catch the last part of Matt's show last night when he went to go give Bill a map up and he realized Bill's channel was bigger than his?
No.
Oh God, it was hilarious.
Mickey Mouse one.
Is it
Oh,
tonight you're live, Justin?
yeah.
Yeah, tonight's the night of silliness.
What have you
Yeah,
done?
I gotta go to the liquor store later.
And you can tune in after after Laura.
Laura's making cookies. What do you think this is?
It's Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
Ball
That way.
sack.
Your camera's here.
Flip it upside down, David.
That's
No.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, there you go.
Looks like a fidget spinner.
Oh, look, it broke. Cheers.
What kind
Not
of
bad, actually.
cookies?
Chocolate chip.
Are you
Chocolate chip. All right.
Are you sure you want to eat anything, Laura? Mate?
In the house too this morning. All right.
Hey, Justin, did
And
you
one,
did you have any
Houses.
advice to David for eating a chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah, check it before you eat anything, Laura.
If I'm not here tonight, you know what went wrong.
Yeah.
The kids are eating them.
If you don't hear from the kids again, it went even worse.
Thank God for that.
Paul's going to go over this afternoon and see his grandkids.
yeah, hopefully. And I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm hoping the weather changes, but between now and Wednesday night, we got that Christmas train coming through at night, eh?
Oh, the train. Yeah.
Are you going to catch it with Charlton?
Try and catch it as going through it.
Canadian National. Yep.
Yeah.
They
No,
have the Christmas train. That's something to see.
Canadian Pacific, Paul.
What's that?
Canadian Pacific train.
Oh, Canadian Pacific. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Dustin Arsenic is, doesn't have any
All
smell.
right.
No, because I clicked the link.
But what it should do is go and do a test flight.
JD, 8 p.m.
That
US
one-
time, I think.
Yeah, 7 or 8. I'm not sure exactly yet. But I usually put the thing out a couple hours before the live starts, so it'll tell you what time.
If the
I just
picture
have to
that
see.
Sarah posted the other day or sent is anything to go by, it will be a short stream anyway.
Mhm. Yeah.
Tim will be stuck in the doorway and Justin will be asleep.
I'm not a buddy of Justin's. I don't get no invites or
It's all
no
got
notifications.
You're
or
never
anything.
up then.
I'm just saying I don't.
No.
You never even came into my chat.
You don't want to either.
But you're usually, what is that, like 2 or 3 in the morning your time, ain't it?
Well, whatever. Whatever.
I don't send invites out to people.
Yeah.
Usually, most of the time I send them out is when they come in the chat and
Yeah,
ask me
doing-
for one.
How are you
I'm
doing?
only joking.
Like I usually get like the normal 5 or 6 people that are on there, but if like somebody comes in the chat that wants a link that I know, I'll send them one. But yeah, you're like, isn't that like 2 or 3 in the morning your time? 7, 8 PM here?
Yeah. It'd be about midnight here.
I'm doing
Yeah.
something a bit better. I'm watching paint dry or.
Oh god.
Oh. Get off. Fuck off. You just give me a biscuit and then you try and nick it.
Just for you, JD.
Is this the last one?
That's gonna be the private Zoom afterwards. You coming on tonight, JD? I mean, cause it's a whole to-do to send you a link. I gotta go and get it in my email and
Yeah. I'm going to be
Crazy.
honest. You may need to block Laura, triple block Laura, wipe out the internet in the UK, because otherwise she's going to be there ready for screenshots.
that's fine. I don't care.
And I do that, Bill, after the paint is dried.
This is a brief look at one of the stops of the Canadian Pacific Railroad holiday train that since 1999 has
Alright, I'll
made a
send you one.
multi-week trip across Canada and the central United States near Christmas. The arrival of the CP holiday train at the train
There's
station
the
was
train there.
delayed by the impending
Yep.
passage of an eastbound passenger train. Once the passenger train had passed by, the holiday train pulled into the station and the show began.
That's cool.
That's just a via train there. Yeah, okay.
They didn't edit it very well.
Well, that is the train, yeah.
Do they go to the US side too, or?
Oh, just Canada.
There's 2 trains. One goes north up across top of Canada, the other one goes across and goes up through the States.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I saw an American flag on there, so I was wondering if they were going both. So I'm assuming these are just like pre-built things that they just slap on the side of these cars.
Yeah, they're
See, that one train, it's got a platform that opens up on the top, and they have a band inside. They got where the band stays, and those cars right there, right?
back here, I think, is passengers.
Well, it's all the people that are part of the Christmas train. Because they're gone for
Oh,
over a month or so. So
How do you live on the train?
and everything else, right?
I
Hey
think they
Rob,
need to do
could you
more
imagine
lights.
them trying to run one of them in the UK? You'd get to see it after Christmas. And not on a weekend.
Honestly, I think they need to do more lights. They need to
Yeah,
do the
across
tops
the
of it
top,
and everything.
yeah.
And even more on the sides, like they really get it owned.
Train stopped at a station, see, and they put on entertainment.
Yeah, so they see the whole side of the car will open up. See with the band on it? Right there.
JD said, wow, they went all out. One strand of lights around each car. That's why I said they need to put even more lights on there.
I don't know. But the weather's not looking good for the next week. I mean, the weather for next week's not looking all that great because they're Wednesday calling for light rain, 80% chance. The wind at 23 miles an hour, gusting to 35. But usually the wind is down at night, right? But
Yeah.
the calling for rain,
Yeah, but-
and 80%. Calling for a quarter of an inch of rain and half an inch of snow.
Don't forget.
I swear, JD.
That should be good, Paul, for you to fly that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to by the look of the weather, but we'll hope it'll change. It might change by then. It'd be too bad it wasn't on Tuesday because that's a really beautiful day for flying.
How you liking the hotel, Paul?
Huh?
How are you liking the hotel?
Oh, I like it. I've used it all the time.
Hey,
Oh,
I
Yeah.
was just thinking about this, Paul. How many jobs do you think you would have to do to like pay for that?
Well, it depends how you look at it. You can, say every job, go towards the drone, but then I got time and fuel and everything else involved too, right?
Right.
So,
Is it-
but I didn't buy it just for work. I
You
also
bought it
bought
for fun too.
I bought it for fun too. So, but it's help paying for it, right?
I look at all hours as a 2-year thing I do.
I was just curious because they're not cheap they're not cheap in the US, but they're really expensive in Canada.
Yeah.
For that
Well, Rob,
enterprise.
how long have you been doing the drone stuff?
Well over a year now.
But you're really successful at it.
No, I'm really broke.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're employing a whole bunch of people that work for you.
Yes.
And that's gotta make you feel good too, that you made a difference in other people's lives.
I've gone past caring about all that lot. I don't give a shit about that no more.
Not sure, JD.
No,
hasn't
I'm
been
not
in the
being
chat
funny. I
today.
used to when we had the transport company and other things, but then when I got stuffed over and everybody ripped me off and all that lot, no, stuff everybody.
Hold on, what's good?
No, if you're employed, well, that's good enough. If you're not, I'm not particularly bothered. Yeah, I know it's horrible to say, but
Love you too, Rob.
Oh yeah, keep
I,
If
no,
you're not employed, you're a dick.
I just,
Go ahead, Rob, finish your thought.
I don't know. It's just like I said, I used to be sort of proud that we employed so many people and helped out and all that, but nobody really gives a shit about you. Just
Laura shows that every day, Rob.
It sounds to me, Rob, like they need a Welch Rob Day there.
Yeah, we do. We just get them a credit card every year.
What did you say, Justin?
Oh, I said that's Laura every day.
That's Wall.
every day.
No,
Laura,
Laura.
Oh, Laura every day.
yeah.
What's me every day?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Laura, it was a little bit of a backhanded compliment, but
You're used to it.
Backhanded compliment.
he pronounced your name correctly, right?
It was Laura. Laura.
Laura.
Laura.
Yeah, things are going well at the moment though, so
Good.
touch wood.
Now, how's the M30 doing with your training?
Yeah, really well. Really well. We got a few of them.
Oh, how many M30s you got now?
Yeah, a couple.
2 of them. All right.
But they're just on rail inspection. That's all,
Yeah, but
that's all they do.
You could also use them anytime you wanted to for a special event too.
Yeah, no, they're contracted on a job 6 days a week, and that's all they do. Unless there's an emergency or something, and
Matthew's got his name on them.
See, like
yeah,
over,
you know,
over here, drones wouldn't really be good for rail inspection, because over here, the way they do it is the pickup trucks have all these sensors and like monitors and meters and stuff on them. And
I'm
what they do
struggling
is,
to hear you a bit, Justin.
do what?
I'm struggling. Is Justin quiet or does he be?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just
Oh, let me check my mic setting.
This is
Is
Matthew.
that better?
yeah.
Okay, so over here, drones wouldn't really be efficient for rail inspection, only because over here, what they do is they have the pickup trucks that actually have they have the rail wheels,
I put Matthew's name on his.
like they'll drive up on the track. Why the hell does my camera keep getting turned?
Yeah.
But they'll drive up on the track and they'll lower the actual rail wheels and it'll lift the truck up just a little bit.
Yeah, road
And then
railers.
they have sensors and all that on there and they drive at like 40 miles an hour down the track.
Yeah.
And they can drive
we-
for miles and miles checking the track.
We've got similar things here, but we have got that many rail lines through all the Welsh valleys and everything else. It's thousands of miles. All the big ones of like London and the big cities.
So when you fly, Rob, what is it they're looking for?
Wales
Condition of the
intelligence.
lines, condition of the lines, any cracks,
One in the bedroom.
stresses, tree branches, just any problems at all with the line. But we take it with drones because then you can take the footage and that can be passed on then to the people in charge.
Did you see what JD put in the chat?
Or the adults are talking. That's what JD put in the chat.
Hey, Lynn.
I
Lenny,
figured Dave-
Lenny.
Hey, Lynn, I figured David would have jumped all over that comment. He'd have been like, yeah, Laura, quiet.
Justin, I can hear you.
I'm just repeating what JD said. I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He is actually repeating what JD said.
Being like the parrot there. Just repeating.
Well, I give you guys a quick report now that Lynn's here. I took Dallas and her brother Mason down to Lynn's house and dropped them off yesterday afternoon.
Uh-huh.
He says with an evil laugh.
and she had a handful. She
Oh my
liked it
God,
because
I
she was always used to having the grandkids around. But
No spring chickens nowadays.
yep. Hey Lenny, you can always come on here with your camera off and tell us all about your day.
Anyways, Paul, I'm gonna head out.
Okay, Paul.
I gotta pick up a sign today too out in Eden. It came off yesterday, but I said, can you wait till today to remove it? Oh yeah, no problem. Because it's not that far from Diane. So,
Okay.
so
All
I
right,
got,
Paul. Have a great day.
yep, we'll see you. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
try to see the grandkids after all this. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Good.
so, okay, catch you guys. Have a good one.
Maybe
Cheers.
we'll see you later.
Thanks later,
today.
Paul.
If not, we'll see you tomorrow, right?
I'll be
Don't
back in a
miss
sec.
anything.
Later.
Okay.
And it was just Paul.
I'll be back in a minute, Paul.
Okay, Rob.
We don't want you back.
That little girl needs more attention. The boy is fine. Like it's just the boy is fine.
Well, Dallas kept getting into trouble.
Why was she getting into stuff over at Lynn's?
Oh, the parrot hates her. She was teasing the parrot.
Oh dear.
And Lynn has a rescue cat that she saved from being killed, but it is a vicious little bugger. It's in a cage. And Dallas kept going back there trying to play with it. And it's like, no.
And then girls are on the sofa playing together.
Wait, why are you leaving the kids with me?
Leaving 2 of them with you. I've got what? 3 of them here, remember?
David, that's a bonus, right?
No, the bonus is if you take all 3 of them.
Start it, evidence, and double it. Biscuit.
Oh dear.
So David, you're babysitting. All right.
Now, you guys do what you want. I'm over here. Don't burn the place down.
Okay, Newfound David, take care. We'll see ya. Anthony got so bothered, he started saying, watch her, watch her. Yep. Yep. When you know it's bad when Lynn's parrot Anthony tells her to watch her.
So she was just teasing him or what?
Oh, all kinds of nonsense stuff. She was hopping around on the furniture, and she's a live wire.
Don't give them options.
What?
God.
Option is staying here or staying here.
Where's Laura going?
I see, David, I see the US and the UK, nobody scored in their game.
Yeah, to be honest, I was actually, even though I was winding up the Americans, I was expecting America to win. But in fact, we both got served a fucking Borefest.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
what happens when neither team scores? You just play again or what?
No.
they
World
split,
Cup,
they split the points, don't they?
Yeah, we get a point each.
Oh, that's interesting. So their goalies must have been on point, or were they just not playing that well on either side?
But to be honest, I think the goalkeepers could have had the night off.
We did better than Wales did. Oh, he's not here.
Yeah,
Amber.
she was teasing Anthony, and finally Lynn told her to stop it.
If you're wondering what I'm doing,
What?
something over here is beeping and I cannot find it. So I'm gonna.
Maybe it's the kids.
Sorry. Well, today, JD, I think I'm going to have a go at putting in that Max 6 ESC and whatever motor I got into that dragster and see what top speed I can get. Have a look at that, I am.
You're gonna soup up your wheelchair.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, did you ever get that computer fix, Rob, that dude gave you?
Which one?
That computer that guy gave you, did you ever fix it? Didn't he
Oh,
give
we're
you a
just stuck in
gaming
a
piece?
boot loop.
Yeah, I think it's the one that Sam gave you.
No, gone.
Giving up on it, have you?
Yeah, thrown it out.
You've thrown it out.
I've had 3 now, haven't I, which have been stuck in a
probably-
boot loop.
He probably threw out a perfectly good graphics card too.
Yeah,
Well, next time, Rob, just save them all up. If you ever come this way, bring them this way and I'll fix them up for you. Send them
yeah,
back.
and as well, he spent is it 150 quid or something?
Check my inbox.
Upgrade into 64 gig of something. That makes sense to anybody?
64 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, yeah. Originally started with 8 and he upgraded to 64. Would that be right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he could do that, yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
most
that's what
people,
he done.
I mean, you really don't need to go above 32, to be honest with you.
Restart it.
And I was thrown out as well. I was hoping for the Success Crate and we're going to put the Aethos fusion on sale. That big of an RC, yeah.
Yay!
Hey, TJ.
Yeah, I had 8 in mine originally. It went to 32.
Hey, if you love it so much, Bill, why are you selling it? I'm not a fan, I'm not of the Slash. That's more of a short course truck, isn't it?
Yeah, he got some Remy, I think, JD, for tonight. I think that's what he said yesterday. Did we lose somebody? Oh, David. Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, that's fair enough, Bill, if you use the drones more.
Yeah, them
Yeah,
tractor
and I
trucks
agree
ain't
with
cheap.
JD as well about the 8S. The bigger RCs are good, but they're heavier, which means more damage when they come down, and the parts are more expensive.
JD said it's gonna be a heck of a budget drone, Bill.
Yeah.
Apparently he doesn't like Traxxas.
You know, that's one drone I've never owned is a Phantom.
Flies a Mini 3 Pro.
I thought of one loads of times to buy one. I just never did. You
I
ever
don't
had
know.
one, Justin?
Do I?
You ever had a Phantom?
No, I never had. I had a Phantom-like drone, but it wasn't a Phantom, no. But I had one that looked like a Phantom.
Or do you have the Passoni, like, or
The
whatever they're
Po-
called?
It was the Potenzic D58.
That's it. Are they any good?
The cat, no, one of the problems I have with it, obviously the cameras suck on it. Cause they're sitting on a rubber grommets as a stabilization,
okay.
so they're horrible. And 2, when you would go to descend, if you descended too fast, it would literally get prop wash and it would just hit the ground really
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
You couldn't like see with the DJIs, you know, when you're flying an Air 2 or Air 2S, man, you can go full descend right to the ground. And it will stop itself, you know, 10 feet
Yeah,
above the
yeah,
ground and then
Yeah,
slowly go
they'll come
down.
flying down to a certain point and then,
Right,
yeah.
but you won't get any prop wash or anything. You don't have to worry about that drone like losing any power. But no, it's honestly, I'd buy a Mini SE before I'd buy one of those ever again.
Yeah.
For that
Awesome.
price too, cause those things range between 200 to 300 bucks. You might as well just buy a DJI Mini SE at that point.
None of these Wilts toys, or WL toys, takes your fancy then, JD? I'm loving them, I am.
Honestly, Bill, I don't know if I would buy a Phantom. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because they're getting kind of dated. Even though they're still a good drone, they're getting dated. And you may buy it and you might not be able to resell it in a year or 2. Or get
Phantom?
hardly any money for it.
Phantom 3 Advances and just a standard Phantom 4 are going for pennies over here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're getting kind of dated. I don't know if I would waste my money on one of those. Like, if Bill had a ton of money to spend, like David or somebody that could just go out and buy whatever drone they wanted on a whim, I would say go ahead and buy it, right? Because you're not really, but I would rather Bill invest into a drone that's gonna be good for another 3, 4 years, where the Phantoms are getting a little dated. They might not be good for another couple of years, in another couple of years. But that's just my opinion. Do what you want, dude. I mean, it's your,
Some of them are pretty tough, mind, JG. They're pretty hard to break. And as well, you can go some distance and height with jumps because of the smallness and the speed. The ones I got, they're 60 or 70 mile an hour they do.
Wow.
But it's stupid for the 14 scale. The 12 or 14 scale or something like that.
I mean, I don't know how high end you're wanting to go there, Bill, as far as camera
You're
wise.
going quiet again, Justin.
Oh, what the hell?
It's all right. Somebody was hacking my computer while I was on live.
Hacky sacking your computer?
That's what the beeping was. It was all my finger protection telling me. I completely forgot I had it all switched on. So I was like, what's all that beeping? So all I've done is sent a virus back down the line. So good luck, whoever it was.
There's parts everywhere for them, JD. All over eBay, every more or less hobby shop has got them.
What's this?
WL Toys.
Oh yeah.
Cause like Bill, like honestly, I would still like to have an Inspire, but at this point too,
You got rid of all your.
well, I still have the Mini One and I still have the Spark and the Tello, which I don't really consider. That's more of a toy drone.
Laura's got the Otello, hasn't she? Is that
That's
the
still
first
is a
one?
good drone, the Mini One.
Yeah, I understand that, Bill. I just would hate for you to buy something that's getting kind of dated. Cause a lot of people are starting to dump them now.
So Rob, that drone Laura told you about in
Yes,
you reckon that's a bad deal? $450 for it?
What is it?
an A2. But it wasn't a combo. It was just the A2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
okay, so
The
what
ones
does a brand new non-Flymore combo go for over there? That's what you need to compare it to.
Yeah, about 700 or 800. How much was that one, David? 450. wasn't
450.
it?
Talk them down to like 400 and that probably
It's
wouldn't
in a
be
shop.
that
You
bad.
won't, it's in a shop. You won't get a discount. Hell no.
But
Is it, what is it, a pawn shop?
No, it's similar to a pawn shop, but they don't work on that sort of business. They will say, like, I took this computer in. They will give me half what it's worth, and then sell it for what it's worth.
You gotta remember the exchange rate too, Bill. That's why I was asking what a non-Flymore would go for there,
Yeah,
brand new.
450 is probably about at this current rate about 600.
I mean, that's not that bad then. I mean, that is quite a bit of savings depending on, you really want to look the drone over, make sure there's no stress cracks in any of the plastic and really
The only
look at
good
it.
thing about this shop is they do give you a 24-month warranty. Sometimes
Ooh,
when new stuff comes out, it's worthwhile looking in there, because if someone's bought it and gone nah and just took it in there, worthwhile getting it from them, because you get a better warranty than you do with a manufacturer. They give everything. I think actually, if anything over 400, I think they give 3-year warranty.
see, I
mean,
can get 1 year for 600 with the Flymore combo.
yeah, and like, that's what I tell people,
How
when
much
you're
is the
going,
Flymore combo on its own?
Uh,
because when you're going to buy a used drone from somebody, That's one thing you always want to look at is what is the new price for what they're giving you costs, and then you use that to your advantage to bargain with the
I
person.
don't think that's the actual drone.
There you go.
Oh, it's
Justin.
the DJI.
What?
You've also got your drone cup there.
What, Murray?
It's an Inspire One right there.
How much are those still going for?
$700.
See, they've even gone down because they were averaging around 900 to 1200.
Yep.
So even they're starting to go way down. Eventually in a year, I guarantee you could pick one of those up with 2-3 batteries and a controller for $300-400 because they're going to get that dated.
Yep.
But like I said, I always look at that. If I'm going to buy something used from somebody, I always go look up what the new price is. And then if it's only like, you know, a little bit difference in price, I'll tell them, look, this is what a new one costs. Why am I going to pay you this for a used one? And I'll
Yeah.
talk them down, you know? Like
Well, they've got a
that's-
DJI Mini SE, foldable.
That's,
For
that's, that's what you got
225.
already.
Sorry?
That's what you got already.
Yeah, that's only 225.
That's what Laura got.
Yeah.
yeah, Dustin, that was the one drone I always
550
wanted.
for a Phantom 4.
It's too big for Laura.
Yeah, it's probably double her size.
There
So
you
what-
go, Justin. There you go.
I hate the look of that drone. It looks like somebody kicked it in the face. Yeah, curb stomped.
Well, they're asking for that, Paul. I can't see.
$500.
Why so cheap?
It's the hype of them. Get all these people going out buying the latest drone.
It was listed about an hour ago. It'll be gone by the end of the day.
And it's probably the most basic combo you can get.
Well, it's
Well,
the
it's not, 'cause it
it's the
covers-
Pro because it's got the screen.
Yeah, but what does it say? Upgrade
say
with
what you get
upgraded
with it.
controller. Okay, so it does say DJI Mini 3 with the upgraded controller screen on the
Yep.
controller. Upgraded controller screen.
Yeah,
Is
it's
there
How much did you
original
say that was?
RC Pro?
$6
The way they
shop.
the way they listed that though, it's like they got a new updated version of the RC Pro controller. It's the same one that came with it originally.
well, what they're calling it is upgraded from the original smart controller. This is the Pro controller.
Yeah, but the original smart controller never came with any of the minis.
No, well, you could buy it in a package.
Just like I wouldn't go out and waste money on an original smart controller anymore. Those things are super dated. Like anybody that owns one now needs to sell it. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but they're gone up in price. They're selling for $1,200 to $1,400.
But I'm saying I would sell it now though, because the chipsets in those controllers were already 2 or 3 years old when they first came out. Like you're coming up on almost 8 years on those chipsets. That's
DJI
old.
Avata, is that the new one?
Yeah, that's the new FPV drone.
Yeah, you've got that here. It says no RC bundle, whatever that is. And then that's for that's 450. Seems strange.
Just like when if an Air 3 comes out, you're gonna see all these Air 2S's coming up for sale. Cause then people are gonna be like, oh, the Air 2S is a piece of crap drone. Let's all buy the newest one. That's what they always do. I don't know. I just think they're hitting a plateau on these drones where now it's gonna be like such basic upgrades. And you're gonna have a lot of idiots going out and buying the newest one when it's not worth it. Because
Yeah,
that's the way cell phones are right now. You don't get much of an upgrade every time a new cell phone comes out. The camera might be a little better, the screen might be a little brighter, but is that worth another
Yeah.
$1,500? No, it's
Well, like
not.
with Samsung, they take away a feature, say like the 3D camera. They took off the S10, I think it were, or S20, but one of the phones, and then they took it away, and now they're bringing it back as a new feature on the new phone. But actually, no, we already had it. You've just disabled it on your older phones, saying you couldn't get it to work from the update, and now you're bringing it back as a new gimmick, and it isn't a gimmick. People don't forget.
Oh yeah, cell phones have hit a plateau. That's why Samsung's trying all this foldable crap and these stretch screens and all this crap. It's because they don't have anything else to do, and they're running out of ideas because cell phones have hit their peak. I mean, the most you can do now is give it a little bit more gigs of RAM, give it a little bit more memory, but it's not enough of a upgraded
Half the time, you don't
features.
even need that.
I know, like, do you really need a terabyte in a phone? I mean, come on now.
David, I just sent you a link. What? Have a look at it. What are they up to there?
Sent it on Facebook.
Yeah.
You sent it to me?
No, only to David, because it's UK. It's local.
Because I guarantee you, like the Air 3 watch, it's going to be like 6K,
Scrap it.
but it's
Oh,
not going to be
that-
much. It's
that's a
not going to be
scam.
much of an upgrade.
Yeah. What's the scam then? What are they doing?
Right. If you actually look, if you click his name on
Yeah.
Facebook, it'll actually list everything he's selling. And they're
Right.
all
Small boy.
everything he's selling the DJI Mini Pro 3 Pro for £88. The Livewell Joint 4 mile an hour portable mobility scooter for £88. And then
So what they want you to send money? do they
that's what
know?
it'll be. They will say, send us the money via PayPal, or they'll suddenly you'll go, yeah, I'll be interested, and the price will be more expensive, but they won't actually own the actual item. They just need you to send them money via PayPal.
Aye.
Or they say cash on delivery. You go round and you get clobbered one, and they take your money.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But there's loads of these, especially if
Yeah,
you actually
yeah, I've seen hundreds of them.
there was a guy in Basildon selling a
Hey, Robert.
£1,000 graphics card for a tenner. I was like, yeah, sure you are, mate.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to catch those that are not clued up on what they're buying. You'll probably get them. It'll be some like mini stunt drone.
Yeah.
Well, it's like these stupid ads on Facebook that will.
Yeah,
use DJI.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
It was an ad for the Mini 3, but they're asking 88 times for it.
Yeah, but
right.
then his other listings were a mobility scooter for £88 and a giant garden shed with waterproof walkthrough for £88. He just loves the £88.
And like I said before, PayPal is not going to save your ass from those scams. As much
No,
as everybody will tell you that. And that's because what they'll do is you'll contact PayPal and said, hey, they sent me the wrong item. PayPal says, okay, we'll contact the seller. The seller will, and then the seller will tell PayPal, well, we want the item back. PayPal will say, okay, that's fair. They'll send the item back. We'll refund them the money. And so what the seller does is, guess what? They get to pick the shipping for you to send the item back. They pick shipping that costs more than what the item they sent you is worth.
Yeah.
And then what are you going to spend $150 to send back something you paid $50 for?
exactly.
And then PayPal says, well, you didn't send the item back, so we're not refunding you the money. And that's how they get around PayPal. So
I'll tell you
don't
what I
ever.
do like about
Hey,
Facebook.
Marshall.
What's
Yeah,
up, Marshall?
Facebook in Basildon, anyway. I'm not sure what it's like where you are. Just type in bed and just see how many free beds there are. It's like everybody's selling free beds, but they all created their Facebook profiles like 2 days ago. Got one friend. It's like, why are you trying to scam people with a bed?
Like I said, people are too trusting in PayPal, thinking that they're going to save their ass. No, these scammers have figured out loopholes through PayPal as well.
Of course they
Don't
are.
ever think PayPal is just going to save you. Like you've got to be super vigilant these days. And that's why I just don't buy nothing off of Facebook. I won't buy anything off of.
I've bought lots of good stuff off Facebook, but I won't pay via PayPal. I pay in person.
That's what I'm saying.
And I will look at it, and if I don't like it, I'll be like, see ya.
Now, see, I have gotten some stuff off of Facebook Marketplace, but it's always been in person, local pickup.
Yes, exactly. I'm
And
not
if I
making no car bad, nothing shady. I'm
Yeah,
coming to you.
I think they're a bit dodgy, and I go to the house. I'm going to the house. I'll look at it, and then I'll say, "I'll go and get you the money." If I think they're dodgy, I'll pretend I don't have the money. I'll just go to the bank and get you the money.
Robert says, listen to what I'm saying. The new fad is going to be flying saucers. Drones will be phased out.
Yeah.
But I
just
mean,
you just see the saucer with a teacup on the top and a crumpet on the side.
but I've sold plenty of stuff on Facebook Marketplace, but it's always
The
been
llama sticker on it.
local pickup only. Because I've had people, you know, like I sold that lawnmower for $40 online, the one that wasn't working that I had, right? Sold it for $40. I had people contact me, well, will you ship? Like, come on, you're not scamming me. You want me to ship a $40 non-working
Say what
lawnmower?
I do love about Facebook.
Get the hell out of here.
Your TVs, it's got a massive smash screen, and they go, bought it brand new last week, works brilliantly, apart from the screen's broken. Still looking for 150 quid. Fuck off the TV. The screen is the only bit you want.
Well, TVs aren't worth fixing these days anyway. Why do you
No.
think you don't see TV repair shops and vacuum repair shops anymore?
Oh, we do over here.
Over here, apply any kind of, like over here, you used to see vacuum and TV repair shops. That was kind of like a combo that you used to see a lot
You
of.
don't as much, David.
You don't anymore because
There's a few, but they only deal with anything over like £800. You know, the Samsungs and stuff. They're not going to deal with the likes of Hisense, you know, the £149 from Argos TVs.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like over here, you, like I said, you used to see vacuum and TV repair shops, but now you can either buy a good warranty through Samsung or Dyson or something like that,
Yeah,
and you
that's
just
right.
send it to them when it breaks, or you just throw the shit out, right? You buy $100 vacuum, it breaks, you throw it
Yeah,
out.
from Walmart, or I was his Tesco, something like that.
Right, but back in the day when you spent $200 on a vacuum, that was an investment for like 10 years, right? So when it broke, you would take it to a vacuum repair shop and they would fix it for you.
I bought an iron yesterday from Sainsbury's, and I bought the extended warranty, and the extended warranty for accidental damage was 10 pence for 3 years. some Black Friday deal. I was like, you sure it's 10 pence? They went, yeah. And I went, chuck it on then.
Well, that's because the way these warranty companies make their money is 80% of people don't ever call that warranty in.
Now,
And that's why Walmart and Amazon can sell you a warranty for $5 on a $200 item. And then a year later it breaks and you call them and say, well, it broke. And they say, oh, well, here's your $200 back. They don't even try to fix the shit. They just give you a check or refund you the amount you spent on the original item.
you know what happens to that $200 item that you bought? Suckers like me buy it and they fucking deliver it.
Well, over here, they don't even make you return it. Like if I call Amazon and say, oh, my computer screen broke and I bought the extended warranty through you, Amazon's just going to say, well, it's too expensive to fix. So we're just going to give you the money back and you just keep the computer.
Oh, over
And
here
then
they
that's it.
do. Over here they try the well, you're gonna have to ship it back, and then I go, yeah, but you know the distance selling regulations, you have to pay that postage. I'll return it, and then they go, oh no, you keep it. I go, oh no, you decided you want it back. You're having it freaking back.
I'd just rather not ship back. If they tell me I don't have to, I'm not going to argue with them.
Yeah,
'cause I
but
don't wanna-
I think you have to pay the postage back, don't you, over there?
No, they just email you a shipping label.
Yeah, they do that
Yeah,
here.
print
But
it.
for us, it's just simple. Just drop it off in the shop, and Amazon can have it.
Or, yeah, or what you can do is there's 3 different methods. You can print off a shipping label at your house. You can schedule a pickup from UPS, or you can just go to the UPS store, FedEx store, whatever. And you can just walk in there and they'll print the label straight from Amazon and throw it on your package
Yeah,
for you.
that's what we do here.
Some of them you don't even have to box up yourself. You can go to the UPS store and they'll put it in a box and put all the stuff on it, the label and everything.
Laura,
Just-
I've told you, your mum doesn't own a Hoover repair shop. They are actually called, what are they called? Dyson broomsticks. Laura's talking about somebody, she knows someone that has a repair shop.
That's
Really?
just something you don't see here anymore. I used to see those a lot as a kid, but in the late 2000 or mid 2000, early to mid 2000s, all those kind of shops started shutting down. You didn't see TV repair shops anymore.
Bridges and all them sort of thing, weren't they?
Well, and then anything that does get repaired now goes straight to a manufacturer. It doesn't go to some mom and pop shop somewhere.
Now,
And most people won't even take the time, like even if they didn't buy the extended warranty on that $1,200 TV, they're not gonna dick around and wanna waste time getting it fixed. They'll just throw it out and go buy another $1,200 TV. They don't give a crap.
I'll tell you what was quite funny as well. A few years back, I went to buy a fridge from somebody on Facebook, and they bought it through one of them hire schemes. You know where you have to pay money, put money in, and it was actually on the fridge. You had a box, and every so often they had to put £1 into the box to pay for the fridge. And they were trying to sell it. I was like, "Screw you, all that." You don't have £1. Your food's going in the defrost. Yeah, they started banning them companies now because they were getting ridiculous.
Well,
You-
I don't understand how Facebook gets away with the shit they do. Like their ads need to be banned on a federal level because dude, every single ad on Facebook is a scam. Every single
Yeah.
one of them. And
Same-
they outright steal copyrighted ads to use in their ads.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know how
Face-
Facebook gets away with it.
Facebook don't
Yeah.
care. Facebook go, it's a third party. That's
But
their
I'm,
excuse every time.
I'm just saying, if I was DGI, I would have sued the shit out of Facebook for all the ads of theirs that have gotten stolen.
Yeah, I've tried loads of times for our businesses to advertise on Facebook, and it's hard work. You just you
Well, what you
can't.
need to do is find a way of scamming someone and they'll let it on.
But to
No,
be
you know,
honest,
but-
Rob, if you're running a legitimate company, I'd never put an ad on Facebook
Yeah,
because people
you
would
know,
come off
like I
as you're
said, I've
scamming them.
tried because the audience is there, but you just
You get
you can't
labeled
get
as a
past
scam.
scammers. You can't.
Well, not only that is it's gotten to the point where 8 out of 10 people don't trust any ads on Facebook.
Exactly.
So it's like, these companies that are putting these ads on Facebook, they're only betting on those 1 or 2 people that are too dumb to realize it's a scam and order the shit.
Yeah, it's been more the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's been real bad.
Been a thing.
But
Then
I
even
found as well,
the AdWords now is
yeah, if you found that Google's getting as bad, everything you search now, the top 3 listings are all sponsored ads and they're all scams.
yeah, but that Google AdWords, mind that can be an expensive game. We we spend a lot of money with Google Ads. Do for argument's sake, everybody knows what I do, but like a flashlight, yeah. If you want to be front page,
Yes, sir.
number 1, when somebody pushes that in, that'll cost you over £2. £2 to click.
Yeah, so if you get some idiot that just keeps going click, 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 they can ruin your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So like, I just don't understand because if I put something copyrighted on Facebook that I'm not allowed to use, they ding you right away.
Yeah.
But yet these fake companies out of China can put all the copyrighted shit that doesn't belong to them on
Exactly.
there and nothing is said.
Puddle of water on the floor underneath the sink.
But going back about
I don't know if you can see, but there's no.
I don't know, 8 years ago, eBay introduced a thing of selling adult products.
Drain part of the sink,
Right.
So
Okay.
and that's it.
there was a massive application, and we were one of 3
Well,
companies allowed
they got
to trial it. So we put
mold. I'm just
products up within 24 hours. China was just blitzing the eBay listings with fake stuff, but with
Like I heard it running, I was like, you didn't stop? You
proper packaging pictures. Do you know what I mean?
But eBay's problem of 8 years ago is Amazon's problem of today. Because Amazon have snapped up a lot of the eBay sellers, and that's why Amazon started shipping out more fakes.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, there has been times, not even about a year ago where, dude, there was tons of sellers selling fake, SanDisk, memory cards on
Still going on.
Amazon. They
Still
were
going on.
counterfeit. That's why when I buy stuff like that, I like to go to Walmart and actually buy it in the store
Yeah,
because that shit's vetted.
Yeah, buy them off Amazon, eBay. Yeah, and you get them, and you think you've bought a terabyte memory card. You put it in your computer, and it goes, "There's a problem with this." Hi, Dallas. You know, you put it in your computer.
Dallas.
This is going to be reformatted. You reformat it. Suddenly, it's 2 gig. You're like, "Oi!"
Yeah.
You need the actual software that they use to flash them.
Hang on, let me get this thing I bought the other day.
Yeah, I think the worst thing Amazon did
know
was
with,
allow
Maurice Chair.
third-party sellers because it's become an
Yeah,
issue now.
David Justin, I bought this the other day. It's a ether cable that end, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it's got, you know, it's a thing, and it's got 3 ports.
Then I'll buy another string.
Yeah, because what I wanted, I got 2 computers here. One is hardwired, one wasn't. So I wanted to make the other one.
You got an
Hey,
Ethernet
fine.
switch.
Well, it's not this.
That won't work.
doesn't work.
It won't work because you need the Ethernet port switch, because it takes your signal in and it needs a socket inside it. That's why they're a bigger box that splits the signal between each port. That is literally if you open that up, I bet you 10 to a penny that from that wire at the end will go into there, and it'll just be 3 wires, and they'll have arced them together. You may get lucky for a couple of minutes and get a signal, but it won't work.
No, it doesn't. What happens if I plug one computer in, it works.
Yeah, it's just an extension lead.
Hey, guys, I gotta run.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks for being here, and we'll see you maybe later today.
All right.
Laura's on tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
All right.
I see you all.
Okay,
right.
yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Catch you later.